Hello everyone, welcome to Bonsai Expression. I'm Christoph, and today, well, it's a bit cold. I mean, it's supposed to be 7 degrees today, but it feels rather cold. I'm going to be taking a look at one of my Chinese privets. Now this one, I thought, oh, let me rewind a couple of weeks. We had those massive storms. We had Storm Dara, and then 2 weeks later we had an even bigger storm, which was like 18, 19 mile an hour winds, and then teeth back in, Christoph. Unfortunately, them 80, 90 mile an hour winds, well, it affected this tree. I've just had a look over, didn't have any other affected trees really, apart from the odd little snap branch, but this one had a couple of branches that have snapped and died off, so I've lost this branch here. There's a big one, I've lost it. I've also lost a couple of branches up over here in this area. Obviously, my tree, now if I look on this angle here, you can see it's quite bare and naked now because of it, but I do have a lot of all this growth. So today's video is going to be about this one. It's not going to be too long. We're just going to have a look over it, trim this back, and basically just see what we can do and talk about what we can do going forward in the future. Now we've had this happening, so stick around. As I'm saying, it's chilly today, and I've just sat on a stainless steel seat. It's more of a stool. It's one of my spinny benches stools. And my bum has just got absolutely freezing now, and it's gone shot straight up my body, and now I'm so cold. I need to buy some seat pillows for these chairs, I think, through the winter. But hopefully next winter we'll have a greenhouse. I'll be nice and toasty in there. Won't have to worry about this cold weather. It's so 7 degrees, but it feels so cold today. I don't know why. Anyway, less about me, more about the tree. I've got you on this nice little angle. There you go. How's that? You can see the tree. Yee. So, let's get into this. As I was saying, I hope you can see nicely over my head. I turn you around, this sort of area here, I've actually lost a few of the branches due to the unforeseen events that was the polytunnel being destroyed in the wind. So we have lost a branch here, which wasn't too much of an issue. In fact, let me just get rid of the rest of it. So the branch here was actually growing inwards. It wasn't much of an issue, but this one here has completely died off. Let me see if I can get you in a little bit better. This one here has died off. It grew up and then grew this way, so all this section snapped, and then I'd hoped it would grow back out, but obviously it's not been strong enough and it's died. I had a branch out here which is snapped towards the bottom here and it's completely died off, so it's just neating it out. And then I had this one here that had grew out on an angle. It'd been bent down and it's completely snapped again, and it's died right back. So all three, well all four, let's remove, which clears that up again. And then at the bottom just down here, I've also had a snap branch, which, yeah, just there. It will grew off, which was a really nice branch, and snapped. And alas, I'm not going to cut it right back because I'm hoping, I'm sort of praying that maybe something will develop there. Now, also, while I'm looking around, I'll get you close in a minute. I can see, because this has actually been in the polytunnels most of this growing season, I've got roots that are all growing. Aerial roots actually, all the nodes, and they've got a few up here and growing up here as well. Now, I wasn't really aware that this sort of tree grew aerial roots. Now maybe this sort of section here has grown more roots because this sort of has died off, has actually been twisted so much on an angle that it's all shattered and it's all dead wood and broken, so the line of cambium layer is completely gone, and I've only got the live vein going up the side of the back here, so maybe that has forced rootage here, as though it was like an air layer. Oh, I'm so close to myself there, wasn't expecting that. As I say, I'll get you in close in a minute so you can see. So maybe that's forced some root growth. But again, in the winter, I assume that should have died off. But we have got it all growing here. I've got some up here as well that's forcing its way, and here as well. So I've never seen a privet grow aerial roots before. I don't think this is a natural characteristic of this species of tree. I mean, I can do some research and find out. I'm gonna have to chop this one off. It's just coming in the wrong direction. If it was slightly lower down here, it would have worked. I'll have to get rid of it. So yeah, I've got some nice aerial roots. Again, I'm gonna have to look into that. So we've got this nice section leader, which again takes it up nicely, but again it could be developing too strongly or too high. Because I've got this, which is essentially a branch reaching out, too strong, is now reaching to be a leader. So I'm gonna have to do something on this section as well. I could continue this side here as the leader. Let's bring this over this way. This is developing as a leader, so I could take this as a branch. I mean, it's thick, which means I need to reduce the height and continue this side as the leader. I could always air layer it later on down the line. I think we will continue this as the leader, which means reducing the height of this one. Which I think I'm going to take that all off there. I've got this little shoot here. We'll take that as a leader. Bring that back a little bit. Nice little stubby area here. Let's bring this section in. This part of it has also died. Just need to bring everything in. I've got this section that grows up. I'm just going to take that out. It is growing in the middle part as well. So let's take that whole section off for the time being. Grows across the tree. Take that out and just bring it back a tiny bit. Dead section. More dead parts. Dead branch, dead branch. Sections growing up. Let's remove those. Bring that back. Okay, so for growing this section at the back as the leader, I'm going to come and bring, well, let's start at this front section here. This needs to come down. I need to bring everything in. I'm just going to bring it to a pair of leaves, just so I can see what we're doing. Just bring it into a trim. Section growing right across. That's growing in between. We'll take that out. Okay, so we've done a nice trim, brought everything back. Two branches here, they are parallel to each other. Probably going to lose one of them, but for the time being I will just keep them until something else develops. Okay, so you can see what I've done as I've brought everything back. If we look into this section here, this I'm going to leave as a branch rather than a leader, so I've brought it down. We'll develop this as the new leader. I haven't took it as far down as I would like. I've left it taller here because I don't want it to outcompete this side over here as the new leader. Otherwise, if I don't have it as tall, this side will still compete for the leadership of the tree because it's thicker and bulkier on this side. It's got more development. I want this to take over. I could have continued to let it develop upwards and get more thicker, but I also want to develop some sort of branches around this section as well. By bringing that in, it'll force development down low as well. So that's the plan. Bringing these ones back as well, this side should also develop more branching lower down. That's the idea. And hopefully, by doing it on both sides, it will force the tree to bud out further down at the bottom as well. And I'm hoping I can get a new branch just back here. But for the time being, this is now going to be a back branch rather than a front branch. This one here, because we've lost the back branch. So that goes from the front to the back, and now it puts all the scars on show. I mean, it works both ways, the front and the back. It's not really an issue, as you can see. But let me change the camera angle and I'll get you in and show you the what looks like roots coming from further up in the top of the tree, on the top layer of the trunk. To start with, that's the little bit I've taken off, so nothing major, just a couple of reducing the height of everything. So as you can see, some lanky growth. But what I was just on about is just here, so you can see I've got root growth developing just there, a little bit here as well, so just there and there, and then just further up I've got bits here and here. And then if I turn the tree around here, you can see all these knobbly bits, they are starting to grow as well. This bit as well, as I was saying before, if I just move it around, you can see it's completely and utterly gone. It's rotted through, so I know the live vein is just on the back side of it, just here. So that's all live going up the tree, that's supporting the top section of the tree. And it's a cool feature, and as I say, if we've now got that as the front part of the tree, that's how it's going to look. And as you can see, if we're now developing this side, the right side used to be the leader of the tree, we're going to develop the left side, so we need to thicken that up. We could continue to develop that leader, as I say, just straight. We could let it grow out, but I want to get a couple of branches now developing, now we've lost them, hopefully on the side of the tree. I mean, we can still have this section as the leader, and then get some branches going to the left here or something. But if this is the leader, you'd want to lose this really and develop a branch lower down. You don't want this one growing above the leader. But we'll see how the tree reacts with them cuts before I make a continual final decision. I mean, I could eventually just lose this or even lose that completely. It all depends on what happens in the spring, summer, and how this reacts. Could even air it and get 2 trees out of it really if I wanted to. But that's going to be a nice feature. I'm going to have to put some hardwood, some hardener on this dead wood. Otherwise I'm going to eventually lose the tree, because I've got all that. I've got a section under there, I've got that section, that's starting to roll over, but I've got that section as well, and we've got that section under there. That's all dead. Got a bit of wood here showing through as well, so we're going to have to put a bit of, oh, and there's a bit, as I say, further in there that is showing, so we need some wood hardener just on this tree. So I did say keep it short and sweet, so this tree has got plenty of dead wood in it. Let me give you a show again. So we've got plenty of dead wood. It is alive. I've lost a couple of branches in those storms, and I'm just going to continue to allow it to hopefully push out again in the spring. Just cut off the parts that I needed to cut off and just make it healthy again. I'm not too concerned about it, but it has set me back from where it was and how it has been developing. But you know, it happens, we have storms, and it just goes to show not everything goes to plan, but it's a living thing and we're working on it continually. So living things are never complete, but if something happens like this, we just work with what we've got and we grow things again. You know, just keep going. Anyway, if you like this one, thanks for watching. Please do give me a thumbs up, don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Have a good day everyone. Bye.